Welcome back to Bornholm. Today on day 4, we visited Lillevo. Lillevo or the Little Castle is a ruined castle in the Almindingen forest in the center of Bornholm. It was built in the middle of 12th century on a 16-meter high cliff top. This place has a long history about the conflict between Sweden and Denmark for the control of Bornholm. Three-fourths of Bornholm had been surrendered to Archbishop of Sweden. As a result, Danish king wanted to establish his own seat of power on the remaining fourth of the island. While it could not be compared to the Archbishop's Hammershus, Lilleborg was nevertheless a fine stronghold. There is evidence suggesting the fortress burned down in 1259 when Prince of Sweden destroyed the king's stronghold on Bornholm. Lillevo is completely surrounded by the Boresaw Lake. Seeing the wooden bridge leading towards the forest, we couldn't resist ourselves from having a short trek inside the forest. The forest was quite dense and in some places filled with green algae everywhere. After some time, we got lost in the forest with no GPS connection. But it is sometimes nice to be lost, especially in a beautiful landscape like this. Finally, somehow, we found our way around the lake and reached the main road. Then we continued our hike to the Rokkestenen, or the rock stone. It was around 15 minutes of walk again in the forest, but this time with proper trails leading towards the rock. It is said that the rock has been left by the last glaciers. A fairy tale says that the rock rests upon a diamond. The rock weighs about 7 tons. We also clicked some funny photos around it. After some heavy lifting, we were too hungry. We decided to go back to the town and have some delicious steaks and wings at one of the most amazing restaurants in Bornholm called Texas Bornholm. We absolutely loved all the dishes there, especially the wings.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary.
That night we celebrated our friend's anniversary.
Happy anniversary to Lishal Roy. Happy anniversary to you. Oh.
The next day we went to the Bisonskoven. It's a dense forest and a house of 13 European bisons and some other wild animals too. In 2012, 7 European bisons were released in a 200-hectare enclosure in Almindingen in Bornholm. The purposes were to help preserve an endangered species and to see whether they could help to create a more diverse nature in the forest. After 7 years, the conclusion was that the bisons had done well in Almindingen. The herd had grown significantly to become 13 bisons, and it was clear that the animals had a positive effect on nature. As the creatures are shy, if you are in luck, you can spot some. Otherwise, you can anyway spot some deers, and if not that too, then you can be pretty satisfied with the flora and fauna of the forest. After roaming around in Bisonskoven, we went to Svaneke. It's a town in the eastern tip of Bornholm, famous for its beer. We spent some time there and then got back home for dinner. The next day, we were off to the Dueodde beach in the southern Bornholm. Dueodde beach is famous for its pristine white fine sand. There's also a lighthouse and a very unique beach formation if you walk along the beach. In the low tide, you will be surprised to see a piece of land in between the sea.
We are at Dueodde beach and we found a very beautiful thing here. So there is this piece of land which is between these two water bodies, and it's a pretty beach and ducks are walking on that beach.
After Dueodde, we were on our way to Nexo. On the way, we found some horse stables and some beautiful horses hanging out. And there was one who was patiently waiting for us to pat him. Then we continued our walk till Nexo and saw a beautiful sunset on the way. Next day, we were on our way to Copenhagen. From morning, it was very windy, cloudy, and raining. Guess Bornholm was also not so glad about our departure. Bornholm just took our breath with its mesmerizing beauty. Stunning landscapes, cliffs, mountains, forests, and cute and cozy villages. Bornholm surprised us at every moment. We left Bornholm, but with a promise to come back again.